out here. We're out here.
Bacon.
Look at that. That grill top looks nice and seasoned already. Yeah, you want to keep the grease on there. So that's where you push the grease back there.
Yeah, there's a grease catcher behind there.
Okay. It's sloped a little bit.
Yeah.
I like it. How much was it? This one is a good size too.
Yeah, this one's portable, right? These legs fold up, go in. This was like $250.
Okay.
The one that I'm gonna get for the house at home, $350, $400, something like that. But it'll be stationary.
Yeah.
If you get this one, you gotta get the attachment for the big propane tank.
Vlog podcast episode that we're gonna record. First off, Eamonn had to do daddy duties. Say what's up.
What's up, guys?
Great job doing daddy duties over here. Oh, can you tell us where we're located? Because I don't know exactly what the location is.
So we're near Rizz Resort, ski resort, out in Basie, Virginia.
Yeah.
2 hours from home. Out here in the place that we have. So enjoying it with friends and family, man.
Yeah, he invited me
Walking
and
shop and talking shit.
yeah, we're definitely talking a lot of shit. Yeah, that's what good friends are for. We're here to talk some shit about the good old days and how we're still friends and shit.
Oh yeah.
But lots of fun. We're gonna sit down and chat it up and talk about other stuff too. But we had to fulfill the daddy duties and feed the kids and teach them some good habits and manners and beat them up a little bit, right? And humble them. Yeah. They were talking a lot of shit yesterday. They were talking a lot of shit yesterday.
Maybe old, but we can still keep it.
They were making fun of your shoes yesterday. Yeah, I heard them.
Know,
they were like, "What are those?"
The super white dad shoes. Those are the ones that don't make my back and my legs hurt. Put that on the blooper reel. Jeez, guys.
Big E said calories don't count on the weekends.
Not at the cabin.
Not at the cabin. Whatever happens at the cabin stays here. The calories stay here. They don't leave.
They don't come back.
They don't leave the house. That's the rule.
We get back to the regularly scheduled program tomorrow morning.
Full of vegetables and water and fasting.
Lots of water, yeah.
He said he throwing out the candy.
Yeah, I'm done with that candy.
Fuck the candy.
So
Fuck the candy.
So
I had a lot of candy too. I'm not gonna lie. But the candies were good. I gotta throw them out too.
You gotta do it from time to time.
Say hi.
Hi.
What are you guys having for breakfast?
Cereal.
Yeah, tell me about your cereal. Show me the pictures. Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms. You guys eating it dry? That's hard. You don't need no milk?
Yeah, we got eating.
Like dry scooping.
We need to get with milk.
No milk. Wow. Amazing. Alright.
Milk for me.
Say bye.
Bye.
What do you want for breakfast? What do you want for breakfast? We're taking orders.
Spicy noodles.
Spicy noodles?
Cereal.
I got spicy noodles. I know the best place for spicy noodles.
Cereal.
You guys,
Cupcake.
you guys don't want spicy noodles?
Cupcake.
I can do spicy noodles.
Cupcake.
Spicy noodles.
Cupcake.
You guys know this guy. His name is Eamonn. He's been on the Flow In Flow Out podcast. This is his third time. He invited me to his house out here in, what's the area called?
By Bryce Resort.
Bryce Resort. It's fancy. It's like real nice and stuff. It's got a lake here. It's like real woodsy out here. It's like a real cabin-y feel. It's out in the Shenandoahs, right? He'll tell you a little bit about it. And we want to talk a little bit about our friendships as well too. And we hung out yesterday at a networking event, and he invited me over to his cabin, and I spent the day with his family and just continued our friendship and told some fun stories. And I said, why don't we just record a fucking podcast about some of the conversations or how we're feeling about being parenting and dad life and being an entrepreneur, right? And whatever you want to say. I'm gonna leave some space for you because it looked like you want to talk some shit.
I was like, talk shit.
Talk some shit. He was like, all right, let's go. Just jump on a podcast and talk some shit. I want to hear the real, true working man's story. That's what I really like, you know? None of that fake shit. The real, authentic shit. All right.
What's happening? Welcome. You know, too bad there's already a podcast, Two Bears, One Cave. You know, we got to come up with something. We should do a podcast out here.
We could keep a running podcast between our podcasts.
Right.
I tell people, I was like, the next time you want to do a podcast, we'll just continue the conversation.
Yeah. You just press
Plug
go. Yeah. Plug and go. Well, yeah, man, thanks for coming out. It was cool. That networking event was pretty cool on Friday. Mm-hmm. It was for Lake Braddock alum through one of their Facebook pages. I told you we were going to be the youngest people there.
Yeah, I was pretty young. It felt kind of good, though.
Yeah. So it was fun.
You got to humble yourself a little bit. And like, sometimes I feel old, and then when I go hang out with other people, I feel a little bit younger. Definitely felt like a spring chicken.
Yeah. We were rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
It was cool to see Mr. Coakley there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a plug right now, real quick for him. Actually,
yeah, I think
got
that's
his
a good
hat.
idea. Yeah.
So everybody, I'm sure, has heard of Ellie's hats. If you haven't, go check out Ellie's hats. Mr. Coakley, all of our friends at Lake Bragg know who he is. Well, how'd you enjoy your weekend? You enjoy it?
You want me?
Yeah, you gotta.
You want to pass the hot potato? That's the rule. That's the rule now. It's like if you pass.
I'm new to this.
Yep.
I'm a rookie.
The weekend's been good, man. I didn't have anything planned this weekend. It was more kind of like a rest weekend because I have the girls sandwiched in between every other weekend. And what I really try to do on the weekends is to like rest and relax as much as possible. So when you told me a little bit about it, I didn't have anything planned. That's what I kind of do. Is just kind of like not disengaged, but kind of keep my commitments very low. Okay, so when things come up where I feel like putting the time and energy and doing it and stuff. And when you told me, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, I'm down. So, we made the arrangements, and it literally was like within a moment.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't have
it.
Yeah.
Come up whenever you want.
I just needed to kind of just get away from the area, which is good, and especially with a friend that, I love to connect with, and we're definitely connecting on like a family level too. You're gonna know your kids this weekend, your wife more as well too, and your fun stories. Pass this mic back to you. Tell us a fun story.
I'm boring. He lies.
He's boring.
But you tell. So you mentioned this the other day to me that you keep your commitments low these days, and that really intrigued me because I'm kind of opposite. I commit to a lot, right? And I just keeps going. So hearing that, what made you decide, flipping the script on you now.
Yeah. How
did you decide to do that? And how have you flipped that script for yourself to be able to maintain that?
Say it, Ashley.
How did you decide that you needed to start keeping your commitments lower?
Yeah.
To have more free time to choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then, so what was that pivotal moment? And then how did you realign your brain to start thinking that way?
That's a good question, man. Damn. That's a good question. I mean, for me, it's kind of like very nuanced. I've been doing it for a long time, but anytime you try to implement something new, like a new habit or a new lifestyle or learn something new, you do want to commit yourself to something, right? Because that's where growth occurs. But the only way to really, really get the success you want, there's a back end of something that you need to sacrifice, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, as you see, you become a parent, you become a married man, you have to make sacrifices on certain things that do not align with what you really need to do. So that's where personal development comes in and say, what does Eamonn really want to do, right? Is it hang out with these friends? Is it make these commitments that don't really serve you, right? Because you have to get clear on that, right? I can't tell you exactly, like, I'm a signpost, right? You have to be clear on what Eamonn wants, and then are those friends, those meetings, those coffee dates, those lunches, those BNI events, are they aligned to what you want to do? But when you get clear on that, it's very easy to align with like friends, like you and me that like kind of connect on similar vibes or whatever and stuff, and then think the same way, and then values very similar and stuff. So that kind of happens, right? More organically when you start to be more yourself and like, we even had conversations earlier today or this weekend is just like some of the sacrifices that you had to make, So what are some of the sacrifices that like you want to make or like you need to make? That's one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
You want to change, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
No, change ain't easy. Change ain't easy. So, but I'll tell you what, man, I'm getting the Halloween candy's got to go. Got to go as soon as we go back to the house. That Halloween candy's going straight in the trash today. Oh shit, it's been killing me. I was doing so good for most of the year, and then Halloween came, and those damn Snickers and Reese's have just gotten me. But that's all right, it's all right. You fall off the wagon here and there, as long as you get back on the right track, right?
Yeah.
We were just having breakfast, right, with everybody. My buddy Spencer and his family, his kids are up here, so we got 5 kids, 5 adults.
Yeah. And I beat them all.
Yeah.
They went in a wrestling match. They were like, "Yo," I was like, "Not happening." They were fucking mollywop, smackdowns, leg kicks, suplexes, and elbows. They were just getting stomped out.
Yeah, they're used to it.
They were getting stomped out, and
So-
they just kept wanting it.
They like one of the things my little kids like. They like the power slams. So especially after like a bath time, they're wrapped in their towel, and I'll do a choke slam almost like.
That's like a dad's duty.
Yeah,
is
like
to, wrestle their kids.
The Undertaker,
Yes.
And I just boom.
Choke slam.
Yeah. Slam them both. But Daisy's as light as a feather, so I can slam her. Hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. He's built like a brick house.
So you gotta start lifting weights.
I know, right? I gotta get in the gym.
Tell us a little bit about your daughter who just started weightlifting.
Oh, Bugs, my oldest.
Yeah.
So she's taking PFIT, which is personal fitness. She's a sophomore.
And, elective at LeBret?
Yeah, it's an elective at Hayfield, and she's a tiny little thing, but she's been doing real well. She's been the first couple of weeks she was coming home, and she still had to play soccer. After school practice and whatnot. So she's come home, Dad, my legs are still sore. I don't know if I can run. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to run tonight. You got 2 hours of soccer practice, kiddo. I don't know what to tell you, right? Like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But as she got through that, right, and got through the pain, then now it's just natural for her. Now she came to me the other day and said that she maxed a rep of 80 pounds on the squat rack, and she weighs like 90 pounds.
Yeah.
So
it's a body weight, which is good.
Yeah, which was awesome for her. She was really excited. She said the class got behind her and her legs were shaking. So she was really excited about that. So you start, she's getting into it. She's liking it. I've seen like my wife likes to do family trips to the grocery store. Well, let me rephrase that because she might see us, she might not. I think my wife likes to do family trips to the grocery store. I like to do solo trips to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm a
just get in and out.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Labels.
I ain't got time for that.
I know what
shit.
I'm getting.
Yeah.
I get the same shit.
Yeah, like I know. So, but my daughter's been making like healthier choices, right? Like her big thing is the Takis. So she's not going for the Takis as much. She's asking for more cucumbers and more this.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing some of her changes there. So
it's gonna influence you.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
It
is.
Don't be that blood.
It is.
Like let it be.
Yeah.
I think I'm proud of.
I'll be right back. Keep rolling.
Okay. So I'm gonna. So I guess I'll continue on as Eamonn goes, but yeah, I got to know his family. I got to know Boogs. and he was telling me about some of the stuff that she was doing in the PE class. I was like, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Cold, man. Shivering, I can see it.
Thanks. But yeah. That is friendship.
Right.
And then it's like subtly helping Eamonn, unknowingly supporting him on his journey of getting better healthy.
I'm a
And
pain in the ass, aren't I?
no, you're just a stubborn.
Yeah.
You got some good old habits that you love and stuff. And
That's all right.
the funniest thing that Eamon has, and I don't know if he's willing to share his picture of when he shaved his beard. Oh, can you pull that shit out, dude? All right, so he showed me this, and this is probably the funniest.
Zoom in from here.
Put it up to the camera.
Oh,
This is the funniest thing that I've seen all weekend. It's like Super Mario with two chins.
oh, it's gonna take me a minute.
All right, I'll keep talking, but he told me the story of like when he shaved it, he just kept a mustache. I was like, yeah, I'm glad you kept a mustache. I don't know what happened.
So I was.
Here, I'll pass the mic to you.
Oh, I don't even know where this thing is. So I was trying to, like an idiot, trim my beard. Okay, trim it down. It was too long at the time. I was gonna trim it down. Oh, here we go. And I messed up. So I ended up like slicing a big chunk out of it, and I was like, well, here we go. So then I did like the big sideburn mutton chops, and I did the handlebar, and then I just went to the mustache.
Terrible.
It was horrible. It's horrible. So I do that.
But the funny thing is the chin.
The chins, yeah. So I've always told people that I've had a beard forever because it hides my double chin. And Samnang got to see. All right, I
This is how
can't.
many years of friendship?
Yeah, I'm trying to find this fucking picture. Sorry, I just got stuck on some pictures. One of my best friends passed away 5 years ago today. And I fucked up my beard right around that same time. So I got stuck looking at some of his pictures. But I was telling him, were you out here earlier? Or was it? I don't think you were out here. But I woke up this morning. I thought tomorrow was his anniversary. But I woke up this morning really fucking sad, like with tears coming. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I realized today I was like, damn, man, this body is fucking weird when you're not all fucked up on nicotine and alcohol. All right.
Well, that's I was kind of dealing with that too. It's like grief that's probably left in the body and stuff. Like I was dealing with some grief too.
All right. Now, normally, if people want to see this picture, you got to pay a subscription on my OnlyFans. All right. God,
Look at that!
Look how horrible.
Super Mario.
That looks. Listen. I'm gonna get a lot of judgments from people who don't know who I am on that, and I'm gonna get a lot of phone calls from friends of mine on that. I just let the people who don't know me know I'm not as creepy as that picture depicts.
That right there is why we create content. That's why we have this podcast.
I want that picture of my funeral right above my earth.
So this is actually why I created these podcasts. Like, if I do die, I mean, it's kind of like dad talk and dark talk. Like, if I do die, I want people to just like watch old podcasts and just listen to like what the fuck we talk about, because this is what's going through our head. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's a catalog. It's a catalog for our kids and our potential grandkids and whatnot to see like how we live life and what we did, right? Like I think like how cool would it be if like when my grandpa was in World War II, you know, flying fighter jets, if he had a GoPro, right?
Yeah.
And I was able to look at the footage, like, you know, imagine if they had a cloud back then. But so now it's just like I look at like social media, like one of my good friends, he says, you know, he posts a lot of content on social media, and he says it's my catalog for my kids and my grandkids.
Yeah, I look at that
to look at, you know.
Yeah, if you look at it that way,
so
it makes it easier to make content. That's what I'm saying too.
Like my dad asked me not too long ago. My dad's in his mid-70s. He goes, "When's the last time you like Do you even own like a camera?
Yeah, when is the last time you podcasted? You should be podcasting like every fucking week.
I should. I don't know. Like, I don't know. We could.
I'm just fucking with you.
So I told you.
Yeah,
the idea of
see, he had an idea. I was like, why don't you just podcast?
my
Say so.
Instagram idea.
Here.
So
Share your idea.
Okay, so I'm in commercial roofing. I do sales for commercial roofing, and I hate heights. Real, yeah, it's funny. So I started an Instagram page that I haven't done anything with, but I started it. Typical fucking asshole fashion. I'm gonna start a content page and start it and do nothing with
Called
it.
it out.
Yeah, I mean,
I did that.
yeah, I mean, like let's be real. It is what it is. So what I need to do is I need to acquire a GoPro to attach to my hard hat, and I want to do like a GoPro and a mic system to where you're getting the view from my hard hat, what I'm looking at, and then what I'm looking like as I'm climbing these fucking ladders.
You're just scared as shit.
Yeah, and just like to kind of, and bring awareness to like commercial roofing, and also I'm sure it's gonna be in like a fun, lighthearted way. There's probably gonna be a lot of F-bombs and oh shits.
Yeah, if it's authentic, I think people will watch.
Yeah, so like I was talking to Bugs about it, and she was like, "You should do it," and I was like, "All right, cool, I'll do it." I was talking to my wife about it. She was like, "You should do it." I was like, "All right, cool, I'll do it."
You should do it.
So yeah, so now
I
like
think you should fucking do it.
So now I gotta go buy the equipment this week.
So fucking do it.
So I asked Bugs, I was like, "But Bugs, I don't know how to edit any of that," and she goes, "Well, I can." I was like, "You know how to do it?" She's like, "It's not hard, Dad. You're just old." And I was like, "Thanks." But she gave me the idea. She was like, "But Dad, just go live.
Yeah, you can go live.
Just take a video, and if it's 45 minutes long, just post it."
Yeah,
you know
what you could do is go live. You could do it on your phone too. You could get a contraption that does it.
Yeah.
Right. You just gotta be creative. You just gotta be creative with it. You could do a GoPro.
This is a mini cigar. It's not a blunt. We don't do that on camera.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah. You know, I was listening to a podcast on the way here, and guess what podcast it was? It was my podcast. I finally got to a point where I actually enjoy listening to my own podcast. Like, this is like honest, like self-reflection moment after doing like, this is like the 65th podcast that I've done. And I've done some vlogs too, prior to like 60 vlogs. So I've been pretty consistent and just, you know, kind of shooting from the hip too also, right? Just fucking winging it, flow in, flow out podcast and putting it together and stuff. So it's a lot of repetition and stuff, and thinking about it and reflecting about it and stuff. It's like, I still don't think my shit's good. But I've heard people like, yo, I like your content. I like the production. I like the realness. It resonates with people. So that's what really like matters, right? The numbers, I can look at the numbers and like pick at it all day, but I think the impact is what's making on people, and that's what I really, for me, is I feel some success, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely having an impact on people. Numbers are important, right? Because numbers are how you get paid.
Yeah.
So numbers are really important, but also the numbers are growing consistently, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, I think so. He doesn't ever look at the damn numbers.
I look at the numbers.
So opposite. He's genuine. He's spiritual. He cares.
I'm not good with numbers.
So, but you know what? Speaking of not good with numbers, you just, can we talk about the possible opportunity with an old buddy of ours?
We'll leave that in the wrap.
All right, cool.
Because that's still under wraps. But we could talk about like
all right.
friendships and stuff.
Friendships?
Yeah, friendships, yeah.
I don't like half of my friends anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Share what you...
Actually, you know what? It's not that. It's not that. It's not the friends I don't like anymore. It's their families and my family. I was thinking about this the other day, right? Because I never see them like I used to. But it's not our fault. It's our family's fault. You were talking about the sacrifices we make for families and whatnot. So that's one of them. Like, we were talking about the dads group that I'm part of on Friday morning. DC Dads Group.
Me to a Facebook group because he thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
We meet at the Kingstown Panera every Friday at 7 a.m.
Yeah. Is that like what you're trying to help grow and promote?
Yeah, I mean,
Are you a part of the admin team?
Organically, no. My buddy Abraham was the one that created it. He is the one and only admin. He's a trip. But it's a good group. We got guys anywhere from like about to have babies
Oh, yeah.
to guys whose their kids are our age, right? And we talk about anything from kids to grandkids to finances to politics to hookers to drugs. Like, there's nothing that's off the table. Yeah. And it's cool because
no judgment,
and no matter like the background or age or anything, like we have in common, like we're all dads.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about it, it's funny how when we talk about our children, I see guys that have drastically different backgrounds and values and opinions, yet when they talk about their kids specifically, like their values and opinions and everything align. Yeah. Like the core of it aligns, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you guys like, wow, you do have something in common.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's fun. I enjoy it. Because, you know, as we get older, right, it's harder for, like you see, like my buddy Abraham, he created because he sees a lot of moms group on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. So moms group. He said, I didn't see any dads groups. What are the dads doing?
I think that's a good idea.
And a lot of the dads that come to us, they might come once or twice or a few times, but they come because their wives are like, you need to go to this. I saw this on Facebook. Yeah. So,
I mean, I think I had a conversation with Chris Hill, our high school friend who went through a lot. And he's in the podcast, so you can listen earlier. So I just record it in sequence, so this will play like right after. So Chris Hill, you know, people that are going through this change in lifestyle, right, is being a full-time parent, family member, like, is not taught, right? You don't learn this. You kind of need support. That's it. So these dad groups, these Facebook groups and stuff, I created Peak Performance Academy for people that want to elevate, like, where they're at, you know, like, remove some of these limiting thoughts, behaviors, patterns and stuff. Like, we're all stuck with, like, these patterns and stuff that we do daily, you know. Like, when we have friends, that's who we go to, the same friends, to console, get the same advice and stuff. But that's how you get stuck in that little rut. But this is a good, kind of like a coaching moment, because it's like, when we were talking earlier about like friends and the sacrifices that you have to make and stuff, yeah, you definitely have to do that. And it comes in like the patterns and the behaviors, who you see and stuff. So evaluating that and looking at that and making hard decisions. You know, I think Chris talked about moving to Nashville. You asked this question. Yeah. Why he moved to Nashville. It's like he needed a change, and he'd be okay with me sharing because it's on a podcast, right? It's not a private session. A private session is like, keep it private, but whatever on, you know, is on a podcast, it's like, okay, it's open, you know, discussion, but it's like, shit, I don't even know what point I was getting to, but
the air can be toxic. Like,
it could be air is toxic, but you need change, the pattern. So he stepped out into Nashville, and you could see the fucking brightness in his eyes.
You can see his smile.
Yeah, he was so like, he's got like, I got a new life and stuff.
Have you ever been to Nashville?
No, it sounds fun.
Nashville's awesome. You remember Jerry Darnell?
Let me tell.
Sorry, I interrupted. You remember Jerry Darnell we went to high school with?
I know him, yeah.
All right, so after high school, he moved down to Nashville. So I go down and visit him. Nashville is an awesome city.
Yeah, sounds
and I think it's a perfect city for Chris Hill. I think him and Nashville are going to love each other. Chris.
Let's get back to the topic of friendship and stuff. That podcast was for Chris, you know, like, I like to leave the space for him, and then you could talk. I mean, you could talk about like friendships and things like that. But.
So my dad told me once. So I hold a lot of value to friendships.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad told me when I was like a young adult, probably like mid-20s, something like that, right? He told me, he said, Bub, you hold a lot of value to your friendships. He goes, you do a lot for your friends, whatever. They do a lot for you, but you hold a lot of value. It's important to you. He goes, you got to understand as you get older, not everybody holds that same value.
Yeah.
Right? He goes, so you're going to go through times where you think they're just being bad friends, but it's just, they don't hold that friendship to the same level you do, and you hold all your friendships at a very high level. Yeah. And so that was tough as we've gotten older to realize, you know, but then where we live, you know, it's funny as I see, you know, I always wondered when I was younger why my dad never really had any friends outside the neighborhood. right?
Is he introverted?
My dad's like a homebody. He likes to stay
He's walking around
home.
like I'm an introvert.
No, he doesn't do that. He's very friendly, very outgoing, but he likes to hang out at home,
yeah.
you know, and whatnot. But he would hang out with like the neighborhood dads and stuff. And now that I sit back and I look and I'm like, that's what I'm doing like 99% of the time. If it's outside my neighborhood, I got to really consider this. So I was like, wow, it wasn't that my dad was like this grumpy old man with no friends. It was just that, like...
That's what I'm picturing. My dad's neighbor was like that.
Yeah. Like, it's just like, as you get older, the accessibility to your friends gets harder when you have families and you move away.
So did you see that as like something that you wanted different or what? Because you have a lot of friends.
I have a lot of friends.
We were talking about how popular you were. How many we had a really good like exercise session. We were like, describe Eamonn in a couple words, or like how would you describe him and stuff. This is good. Put this on the podcast because we talked about that.
Get my wife out here.
And you know, everybody was resoundingly saying like outgoing, popular guy. Like that's opposite from like your dad. You would say.
Yeah, I'm definitely way more outgoing.
Yeah, he's outgoing, but in a way that's like really like I stayed friends with him and known him for so long, and the reason why he knows a lot of people is because he's authentically Eamonn, like he's like himself, and he's always been himself, and it's never like really changed, and just kind of been like, as I've known him, like you're 40 or 39, right? It's like. He's more of Eamonn. He's like, he likes his stuff. His character traits are there, but he knows what's good. He's slowly changed, and I love it, man. You know, he's doing the social medias, putting himself out there a little bit, and you know, talking about his journey. And he invited his wife, but his wife is gonna tell us how she would describe Eamonn to the audience. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to say here? I gotta interview your wife now.
For real quick,
Grace.
I want you to ask my wife, everybody. This is my wife.
Ask your wife. You can have the mic.
This is my wife, Grace, if you haven't met her. Now, Samnang's question was, how would you describe Eamonn? Remember, this is going to be for the public, so be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, be nice. We put you on the spot, huh?
Outgoing. The most, someone once called him the most outgoing person they know, and that is very accurate. Big heart, you know, so much love to give. You know, he'll take the shirt off his back for you. You know, he's a friend to everyone. He really is like that. I can't explain that enough. I mean, we go out of town, we go hours away. Everywhere we go, he knows someone. He's friends with someone, you know. Truly, he is just, I mean, he's got a big heart. He's a friend to everyone.
Yeah. Quintessentially Eamonn.
Yeah.
That's the word. It's like he's him. He's been him and himself, and just.
Well, you like it or hate
There's only one Eamonn.
Whether you like it or
Thank
hate
God.
it. That's like a slogan.
Like it or leave it.
Yeah, we were just talking about friendships too, and you know me for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not as like close or intimate or like now. Like
Right.
I'm around your kids now.
Right. I know. Now you're Uncle Nang.
Uncle Nang, yeah.
Uncle Nang.
We had a good time. I taught them some stuff. I said, I taught them some chi work.
There you go.
You know?
We'll see how that
You're gonna
goes.
have them go Tai Chi
Right. Hey, I'll take it.
They'll be more calm. If that happens, thanks to me. But if they get crazier, that's you guys, okay?
Yeah. Then it's our fault.
Just so y'all know, this lady holds down the fort.
Oh, thank you.
So, thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
She's freezing.
I gotta.
Yeah,
well,
thank
yeah.
you.
I gotta finish this.
That was Grace. Did you give us a proper introduction, Grace? Amonn's wife or
Grace. Yeah, Grace.
Yeah.
His wife, Grace Garvey.
Grace, Eamonn's
About
wife.
your wife, so we could build a story.
My really hot wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know what
I'm married up, bro.
And
And,
then-
sorry, I know. So I don't know how you. I'm married way up, bro. You know this. Oh, come on. Everybody knows this, okay? Everybody.
And this is like being like honest and friendly and like being like best friends, good friends.
Yeah.
Like we've been real. I was like, hey, I hope this doesn't offend you, but like I always saw Eamonn as this guy. Same guy. Like you look at high school, it's always had a beard, always been low. little round, right? You was like always a little round, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he always had the fucking hottest girlfriend. I was like, how did he? You had like a homecoming date, right? I was like, man, she's beautiful. Well, she went from a different school or something, right? Here, shares your Rizz, like your Rizz.
So actually, the young ladies that I went to homecoming and prom with at our school. So a funny story. So I went to homecoming with Lauren Rochelle, our senior year. She's a good friend of mine. We're just good friends, good to go friends. She was not my girlfriend. No. We're good friends. She's out West Coast now, married with 3 girls, I think. Yeah, 3 girls. Yeah, she's awesome. She's a sweetheart. We were good friends. And then I was going to go to prom our senior year. I was dating a girl from Robinson. She's my first fucking red flag. She was definitely very attractive.
But you had some Rizz.
Yeah.
You had a girl from Robinson. That's Rizz.
You got, yeah, it's, so you can't be, you go for the no. Right, you've heard that before. You go for the no, especially like I just don't care. Like if somebody, it's a numbers game. You say no to me, okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
Like,
yeah.
It's like you have to get that nose. The nose. That's like kind of like where you take it.
Yeah. So I think because I've been chunky my whole life, right? So got made fun of my whole life. So very early on, I learned that I could either, let that shit like affect me. There's the water if you want some. Or I could just like say, fuck it, and join in half the time and make better jokes than the bullies were, right? So I found that it was easier to have thicker skin and to not care, So once you do that, then you build this sense of confidence, right? Like,
yeah. It's the beard.
It's the beard. Now, when the beard's gone, bro, I hide in the base.
Bro, we gotta humble you a little bit, bro.
So bad.
Oh man, we got the podcast about humbling each other and having fun and joking around. I think at the end of the day, it's like it's tense times for real. It's like real. We're going through the election change and like recent change and stuff. And he's been my friends, and I've had friends on both sides, man. Like it gets political. We're not gonna have a political conversation, but I think it's about like having friendships through these type of seasons of change. This is after the election. Like I've connected with. I have friends on both the left and the right and everything, right? But it's like, how do you stay friends and stay grounded in like what values and how to stay connected on, I don't know. We're friends. I don't know how and why. Like, I don't know how it works.
Because
I don't know how. You tell me.
Because it works, right? I don't know. We became acquaintances and friends. What, middle school, high school?
Yeah, I think
right.
Yeah.
And like,
We knew each other,
yeah, we knew each other. Like you were always cool to me. I thought I was always cool to you.
Yeah.
Never disrespectful to each other. Always, whatever. And then over the years, just support each other and hang out. And it's gotten to a point now where at that lifestyle, we just keep enjoying each other's company. I think a lot of the friendships that I hold now are just they're just there because. I don't know how they started, like, really. I couldn't pinpoint how it started, but they've been there, and they're good. Yeah. Because I don't keep no bullshit around no more. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. I think a good topic of discussion is, like, friendships is just, like, moving on and making these sacrifices. I always talk about this, too, but it's tough because when you grow, you have kids and stuff, and, like, you still want to make time for the boys that have been there for you and that kind of stuff. You want to be there for you, but you're growing. Like, for me, it's like, they're there. I have those friends, too, that around 30, I gave up a lot of stuff and just started making some fucking moves, Like, making fucking moves. Yeah. And, like, not everybody understood it, so you just got to kind of go, I wouldn't say alone, right? You always have support, but it's always like, Eamonn's got to go figure out, like, what's next for his business, what's next for his family and stuff, and so he could provide and stuff. But that's a little woo-woo for you guys. Not for Eamon. I was telling Eamon about my woo-woo shit. He was like, yeah. I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah, I'm happy, boy.
If it's working, good. Let's go play some Frisbee golf.
Yeah, man. I think I just want to thank you for having me here at the cabin. Right? What's the cabin's name?
It's called the cabin.
The cabin.
Yeah.
It's the cabin. It's funny. My dorm. I used to live in Cabinets Hall. We used to call us the Dirty Cabin Crew. I love that name, Cabinets Hall. Like we were like a gang. But yeah, like thank you for being on the podcast, being open to it, and putting out content, and being authentically, unapologetically, Eamonn Garvey.
In the ass.
Yeah, say something, and then you close out the show. Tell us about the mission.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate your friendship. Thanks for coming up here. We'll have to do this again. We'll have to get the girls up here, so then the girls and my kids can all play. We'll throw them in the woods. But yeah, man, just rock and roll. Listen to Samnang's podcast. First podcast I ever listened to. You know, and I'm going to give him a shout out, even though this podcast was on friendships. His peak performance program has helped me lose 60 pounds. My blood pressure that almost killed me is down to a normal level. So, something to think about if y'all need some help.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about.
Yeah. But yeah, man, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. We'll have to do this again. This is fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for watching and listening to this podcast. This is awesome. Thank you. All right. Okay, bye.
Peace out.